day is coming to an end, and my eyes are drawn to southern skies. But I'll be coming home soon. Yeah, I'll be coming home soon.
Good morning, everybody. Nicholas Snow here with PromoHomo.TV in Coachella, California. And I'm very excited to be bringing to you another moment in the historical evolution of the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert as they have their official ribbon cutting for their new Coachella office. Rob Wheeler, Executive Director and CEO of the center, announced, with great pride and more than a bit of excitement, the center's Coachella location opens its doors to the public with East Coachella Valley community, supporters, and elected officials to celebrate this important milestone. And that is what I'm bringing to you live. Rob continues, like many places, the Coachella Valley has a diverse and dynamic LGBTQ plus community, but safe and affirming spaces east of Cathedral City are limited. Following the murder of openly bisexual Juan Ceballos in Mecca in 2014, local high school students organized and produced the Youth Participatory Action Research Report in 2016. This youth and community-driven report addressed LGBTQ plus needs in the Eastern Coachella Valley and sparked an era of activism, organizing, and community building. Now, 5 years later, the center's Coachella team partners with communities across the East Valley, sharing experiences that affirm LGBTQ plus belonging and developing the next generation of leaders. All of this has been made possible because of those who support the center. And it's exciting to be here today. The official program starts in about 10 minutes, but I do have the opportunity to do a quick peek inside the facility, which I'll do in a moment. But first, for their support of my show, I want to thank DAP Health. I've been a client of DAP for 10 years. One of their value statements, we welcome all people, period. Also, I want to thank my colleagues and friends, Willie Ryan and John Pascal at 849 Restaurant and Lounge in Palm Springs for their support. And I'm a proud media sponsor of the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert. Their mission statement, creating vibrant community by helping LGBTQ people along their way. I'm also a very grateful partner with Palm Springs Pride. You can find them at pspride.org and find my encore presentation of the 2021 Palm Springs Pride Parade at PromoHomo.TV. For their support in helping me distribute this program across the Twitterverse, I want to thank the hashtag I Love Gay campaign, and locally my media sponsors KGay 1065 Palm Springs and their sister companies, the hashtag I Love Gay Palm Springs podcast and gaydesertguide.lgbt. Also, there is PromoHomo merch. It's available from the merch link at PromoHomo.TV, as well as on Amazon if you search official PromoHomo.TV. If you're watching on YouTube, to the bottom right, you'll always see a subscribe button. And if you're watching on Facebook Live throughout the broadcast, there will be opportunities for you to click on a bell that will remind you of upcoming broadcasts. Also, I'm on a variety of social media platforms. This is going right now to Twitter Live, for example, and you can find me at PromoHomo.TV in all of those places. So without further delay, Miguel is going to take us inside. I don't exactly see him. So while I track down Miguel, let me play for you a preview of what's coming up in this season of Notes from Hollywood. And then I'm going to be back with one of the fantastic staff members of the center, Miguel, after this.
The feel of cool water as the warmth of the sun is on my skin, is only a small glimpse of paradise. You're the essence of my soul's desire. Stand with me, I need you by my side. I can't imagine one day without your love in my life. And my promise to you will last forever. Take my hand and I will be complete. Please stand with me.
So it's November 22nd, 2021, and I am with Miguel Navarro, who is the Community Engagement Manager of the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert. The open house doesn't actually take place for the public until 5 p.m., but Miguel is going to give us a sneak peek right now. So I'm going to put on my mask because we're going inside and erring on the side of caution. But while we do that, Miguel, I'm going to actually turn my camera around.
Sure.
Because I want to, for those of you who are watching, I'm going to turn the camera around. So, settings, camera. We're turning the camera around, and I believe we've successfully done that. We have, which means I can go like this.
Wonderful.
So, Miguel, first of all, I want to congratulate you because I know that you have been involved in this, the creation of this space and being part of the leadership with the youth for a while. So as we walk and talk, tell me a little bit about, let me put my mask on. I'm good. There we go.
All right. Well, first of all, hi, everyone that's out there in the virtual world looking at us. Thanks for tuning in. Like Nicholas said, my name is Miguel Navarro. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And I want to give you a quick tour of the center here in Coachella. It's been in the works for many, many years. I've been doing community outreach for the last 6 years, working with a lot of youth, a lot of high schools, as well as just the community here in the east part of the Coachella Valley. The east part of the Coachella Valley, for folks that might not be aware, includes parts of Indio, Coachella, unincorporated locations like Mecca, Thermal, and Oasis. And it's really nice to know that we have a thriving LGBT community in all the parts of the Coachella Valley. So I want to go and give you a quick tour of our new office and hope that you all could come and visit us. We're open from 9 to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. And so let's check it out. So as we enter right here, we have what's the lobby, and we have a couple of youth here playing some games. But this will be the entrance when folks come in. They'll be greeted by a volunteer. We're trying to build a foundation of youth volunteers, and we're doing some recruitment in some of the high schools. Here to the right, we just had our Transgender Day of Remembrance, which happened on Saturday, a couple days ago. And this is an altar that some of the community members built. And we have pictures of all the individuals that we have lost this year due to transphobia and other violence. And right here, you'll be greeted by someone. We'll also have resources, we'll have flyers, we'll have books, and we'll have more information about our center in general here as folks enter. And I do want to mention an amazing, beautiful mural that was finished a couple of days ago. This is by one of our local artists. Her name is Vanessa Becerra. And as you can see, it's an amazing mural. I hope you all like it. And we're really, really proud the way it came out. And the first room to my right is one of our community spaces. This is where we'll have support groups, we'll have meetings, we'll have teen hangout. And as you can see, there's plenty of seating. And then to my left, we have several computers. They'll be open to the public. If individuals want to come in and print, if they want to come in and do their homework or look for work, or just surf the internet, then it'll be open for the public for free. And we have some offices now to my left. We have 2 offices where our 2 fellows are, Ares and Roman. And then to my right is where my office is, and another one of my colleagues, Jocelyn, will be there as well too. And then just down the hallway a little bit, we have our gender neutral restroom. I think someone's in there, so we won't open the door. And then we have a storage room right in here. And then I do want to show you just one more room if you follow me. grants. We are involved in each year's East Valley Pride Festival, and what we're doing here is putting the T-shirt inside a picture frame, and we just want to continue it every single year going forward.
I've covered all of them on PromoHomo.TV.
Yes, thank you. I know you always show up. And this is our other community space.
I like the hashtag down there.
Yeah. We also are partnering with Jewish Family Services, and they've set up a virtual telenet system. So they have clients in the East Valley that are able to come and speak to a therapist virtually. And so we're sharing this space with them as well.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much for the tour. As we go back outside and get ready for the official program, I was wondering if you would talk about the importance of creating safe spaces for underserved and disenfranchised.
Absolutely. Well, it's extremely important to have safe spaces for LGBTQ individuals because it's a space that they can come in and be themselves, not be afraid of being judged. They could talk to other community members, and they could just be living authentically and having a good time and meeting other members of the community. So the more we have these spaces, the better it is for all of us.
Well, I appreciate you taking me in on that quick tour. It's pretty amazing and impressive what all of you are doing, and I'm just so honored to be a partner with the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert. I know that one of the things that you really do is you take on isolation and loneliness, which I have experienced in my life and still can. So I just love it that the center is creating vibrant community by helping LGBTQ people along their way.
Thank you, Nicholas.
You're welcome.
Always showing up and supporting us.
Thanks
and
for being
here. And we hope
here.
you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you so much. So, as you all look at the crowd, I'm going to simply review comments to see if we have any coming in. So, Rock is watching from Fargo, North Dakota. Hello, Rock. And my loyal friend and audience member, friend for decades, Paul Jasek is watching from Hollywood. And I'm actually going to turn the camera around. Oops, not off, but around. So hold on just one moment, please. So turning the camera around. Bear with me. There we go. I'm operating this whole studio from a phone. So great to be here. So one of the things that I'd like to talk about, because we have some time to kill, and if you have any comments that you want to make about this, is the notion of white privilege, its connection to safe spaces, and how the further away you get away from the white male experience, the less safe it becomes. I know that that's a really deep subject, but in the last couple of years, I've come to know a lot more. I've come to understand a lot more about the notion of privilege as it exists in a lot of ways. And one of the ways that I've learned my lessons is, of course, from the Black Lives Matter movement and the dialogue and my engagement with that, my taking responsibility to be involved with that, but also through the specific work of the expansion of the center into the East Valley. I've also come to have a deeper understanding of that. One of the people that first told me about the word intersectionality is, in fact, Lex Ortega, who works with the center. So there's all kinds of boundaries and barriers that exist for different people. Even I, as a cis white male, I do live in an affordable housing complex. There were times I didn't have a car, and even though the center in Palm Springs was basically a mile from where I lived, there were still barriers. And of course, we lived through a pandemic, which also accentuated isolation and loneliness. And as I was getting into my car to drive a half an hour to this location, I started to reflect upon the fact that there have been times in my life where I was blocks away from resources and it was challenging for me to get to them. So I'm certainly not the best person to teach you about these things, but I am doing my best to be a good student, and I'm reflecting all of those experiences to you. So the program is literally about to start. I think they're going to bring people around. So this is going to give me the opportunity to turn the camera around again. So I'm going to do it right now. Okay, there we go. They are moving the table out of the sun. I don't blame them. Please share this to your social media.
We're going to go bump back and forth. So what do you recommend we do? Should I step aside and he steps in? So, okay.
History is being made in Coachella right now. Right now, history being made in Coachella, California, as the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert opens its Coachella office. Check out the centercv.org for more information. And I'm sure they're about to announce to the crowd that we're going to begin, but in the meantime, I'll show you the action here. There's Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz over there, getting ready to speak. He's one of the featured speakers.
I think we'll get started. Can you hear me?
You can draw them over, ask them to come over.
So maybe gather a little closer. Aren't we lucky to have this tree shading us?
So much me, but
If you want to stand on the side. So welcome everyone. Hello, I'm Jeff Wyant.
and I'm Albert Gonzalez.
We're going to do this in tandem today, taking cues from Ted Briggs and Mary Sue at our fundraiser. We thought that went well, so we're going to try the same thing. A little back and forth. So we're two of your LGBTQ Center Palm Springs, and now the Center Coachella's proud board members. And there's other board members here. Our board chair, Ted Briggs, is here. Joe is here. Larry's here. Anyone else that I'm missing? Okay.
Hello once again. On behalf of our board of directors, staff, volunteers, and donors, we are here to welcome all of you on this beautiful morning and this great day, as together we make a dream of so many of us come true and officially open this wonderful LGBTQ Community Center of Coachella. Serving the great LGBTQ community of the East Valley.
So a special welcome with our sincere gratitude to our distinguished guests, our great Congressman from the 36th Congressional District, Dr. Raul Ruiz. We want to call out the city of Coachella and its council members for all their support over the years in helping us get to this point. From Alianza Coachella, we have Patricia Carrillo. And from Supervisor Manuel Perez's office, his Director of Public Policy is Greg Rodriguez. Hello, Greg.
As we begin so many things that we do together, we'd like to also begin today with the reading of our mission statement, a vision statement that Jeff will read in English.
Could you guess that I would do the English part and that
Guess who's doing
Albert
the
would do the
Spanish?
Spanish part? So our mission is creating vibrant community by helping LGBTQ people along their way. And our vision is thriving lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people living authentically in supportive, inclusive communities.
Declaración de misión. Creando comunidad vibrante, ayudando a la gente LGBTQ a lo largo de su camino. Visión. Personas lesbianas, gays, bisexual, transgénero y queer propuestas viviendo auténticamente en comunidades inclusivas y de apoyo.
So Albert and I would like to each take a couple minutes to offer some personal reflection.
Hello, I'm still Albert Gonzalez here. And I'd like to say that the center is near and dear to my heart. And it is an honor and a privilege to be here and be a part of this ceremony. Quiero decir que para mí, el centro del Valle Este es muy cerca a mi corazón. ¿Por qué? Porque yo soy un producto de este valle. I am a product of this East Valley. En 1969, mi papá y mamá, Celia González y José González, migraron de México a Thermal. In 1969, my parents migrated to Thermal. So I roamed the halls of John Kelly. I went to CB High, go Arabs. I would go to the little mini mart Limons right on Thermal. I don't know if it still exists or not. Had some tacos here at Taqueria Jalisco, and that 2-for-1 on Sundays at Pollo Dieta. Oh yeah. And that, yes, that is the best. To me, this community, means a lot. I would roam those halls. I had friends, I had family, but I still had that sense of loneliness. I was living with a big secret, and the secret was that I was gay. I knew that my community, my friends, my family would not understand this. They would not know what to do with it. And therefore, I lived with that secret, and it was difficult. I lived in constant fear of being outed and constant whispers of, is he gay? And it is not nice. It doesn't feel good, with that constant fear of being thrown out of your house because you are gay or being found out. This is why I have joined the center, because I know that they're, especially East Valley, because I know the work that needs to be done here in this valley. Like I said, I remember 6th Street being what it used to be, and those that have seen it evolve into what it is now. To have an LGBTQ center in it is a lot. That means that the East Valley, Oasis, Mecca, Salton Sea, Coachella, Indio, we're evolving into something else, and we are becoming a community of inclusiveness, but we still have lots of work to do, and I am here to do that work. Muchas gracias a todos y bienvenidos a este corte de cinta. I can't do this alone, but I know that we could all do it together, so that any older adult, any youth, any adult out there that needs the support from a center like this has it. I didn't have that, but I know that they will today. And I want to thank everybody for being here, and I will pass this on to Jeff.
So I just wanted to briefly speak on behalf of myself and my husband, Marty, and express our sincere, really heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to be benefactors of this amazing Center Coachella. Because by doing so, you've given us a deep sense of belonging to something bigger than ourselves. Thank you. We take seriously the mission and vision of the Center's PS and the Center Coachella to help LGBTQ people along their way, to ensure that we all thrive in vibrant community. So we're grateful to the many, many enormously generous donors who have gone before us and helped show us the way to generosity and to service. Thank you to all of them. And finally, thank you to the board, staff, and the entire community here who have pioneered and persisted to make this center possible. It's mine and Marty's hope that through the work of this LGBTQ Center, Coachella, that inclusiveness and equality and justice will prevail, and that love will replace self-interest as the driving force in society. Long may the Center Coachella wave. Long may the Center Coachella endure. Siempre vivante. So, Congressman Raul Ruiz, it's your turn.
Thank you and good morning. It's a beautiful morning. I'm Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz, and I represent this district, California's 36th Congressional District in the United States House of Representatives. And it's a pleasure to be here in today's ribbon cutting. I'd like to start off by thanking individuals who came together to make this happen. First and foremost, Jeff Wyant and Marty Maciello, thank you very much for underwriting the cost of this space, and the two youth fellows and being so supportive of the community. The California Endowment, who invested in the work and support of the LGBTQ youth in the Eastern Coachella Valley communities. Alianza Coachella Valley. I see the mayor, Steve Hernandez of the city of Coachella. I see the supervisor's office, Manuel Perez, represented here, and Miguel Navarro, the community engagement manager at the Center Coachella. We've worked closely together throughout the years, Miguel. He's going to be managing this space with two youth fellows, Ares Flores and Roman Lopez. The board of directors, I also like to thank the board of directors of the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert and their CEO, Rob Wheeler. Family services, everyone who has contributed to this. Thank you all to the incredible work you do each and every day on behalf of our LGBTQ plus friends, family, and neighbors. You see, the center brings much needed services to the LGBTQ plus members of our communities. The center, okay, this is very important to understand. The center brings much needed services to the community, period, regardless if you're LGBTQ plus, because this center will transform our community into a more accepting, equal community. So this center isn't needed just for LGBTQ individuals. This center is needed for the Eastern Coachella Valley and everyone who resides in it. The LGBTQ plus Americans continue to face discrimination in their personal lives, in the workplace, and in their access to health care. It's been reported that 2 out of 3 LGBTQ plus Americans have experienced discrimination at some point in their lives. 1 out of 3 have reported over this past year. You see, as we just heard moments ago, when you're coming of age and you're understanding your identity, it can be a very anxious, tumultuous, scary moment. You add that with the fear of being kicked out of your home, or the fear of not being accepted, or the fear of people wanting you to be different and not who you are. That leads to anxiety. That leads to depression. And unfortunately, the LGBTQ plus community are victims of hate crimes, survivors of hate crimes in our nation. All of that can lead to a higher risk of alcohol and drug abuse, which takes a downturn in an individual's life. So this center provides that critical transformation and services for an individual by saying that you are welcome here, you are accepted here. This center will provide behavioral health services, create support groups, not only for the LGBTQ plus, but for their parents in English and Spanish. It will establish social support groups as well, including screening films, which please invite me, I'd like to come. And it'll also host community events, a place where individuals are welcome and accepted. In short, it will provide the much needed assistance for LGBTQ plus individuals while moving our community towards greater understanding, greater acceptance, and greater equality. It is a place to embrace our youth. It is a place to accept our youth. It is a place worthy of their dignity, a place worthy of love. So all Americans, regardless of who you love, are worthy of love and are worthy to be treated with dignity and respect. There's a lot of work to do. There's a list of bills here that I've co-sponsored, and there's bills that will help transform our country, but this is not a time to talk about the details of policy. This is a time to open our hearts, to open our wallets, to support the center. This is a time to extend our arms and make this center known in the eastern half of the Coachella Valley, that services are here for families in both English and Spanish, and that there are individuals that we can tell them that you are not alone, that you have friends who love you, who accept you, who welcome you, who will be with you, who will support you, and who will mentor you, and who will advise you, and who will make sure that you live life to your fullest capacity. Ahora en español, quiero decir unos días, gracias por estar aquí. Es muy importante que este centro se abre sus puertas y que acepte a los jóvenes que son de LGBTQ, y porque nosotros sabemos que cuando un joven reconoce su identidad en cómo nacieron y están un poco confundidos, con miedo, que no lo van a aceptar en sus hogares, que hay gentes que se van a burlar, que van a ser violentos con odio contra ellos. Este centro es un centro que los van a aceptar, que van a transformar la comunidad, y no solamente a los LGBTQ, pero también a las familias, a la comunidad, a un modo más aceptable, un modo que va a ayudar a los jóvenes, porque sabemos que los jóvenes que los echan afuera de sus casas, que son víctimas de la violencia y del odio, son jóvenes que sufren ansiedad, depresión y tienen riesgo de abusar alcohol y drogas, etc. Este es un lugar donde le decimos a los padres, familias, los jóvenes, que los aceptamos, que son bienvenidos, que nosotros los queremos ayudarles, queremos estar con ustedes. Es un centro que va a apoyar con cuidado mental, con recursos para apoyar a los jóvenes y los padres, para que los jóvenes tengan el amor necesario para poder lograr sus sueños. Y por eso yo soy muy orgulloso de estar aquí apoyando con ustedes para comenzar a abrir oficialmente este centro. Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruiz. Beautifully said. On behalf of Alianza Coachella Valley, good morning, everyone. My name is Patricia Carrillo, and I'm the Director of Development and External Relations. Sylvia Paz, unfortunately, our Executive Director, wasn't able to make it, so she sends her love and her greetings. And so I wanted to thank the center so much for opening up this space for the community. I was born and raised here in the Coachella Valley, so I'm really excited to see our community grow in this way. So I wanted to take some time to share a few words from Sylvia. So Alianza Coachella Valley and the center, we started working together in 2006 after Alianza, then Building Healthy Communities, had completed a youth participatory action research focused on experience of LGBTQ youth in the ECV. The research identified that a majority of youth who participated in the research and identified as LGBTQ felt that they had no one to talk to about their experiences. There was a clear need for resources and inclusive spaces. The young researchers, after completing the YPAR, wanted to start having conversations and launch their own Pride Festival in the ECV. We were committed to support the youth in their efforts, and also aware as an organization didn't have the expertise to speak or address the issues lifted up in the youth-led research. Around that time, we were exploring how best to support the youth. Mike Thompson from the center was learning about the ECV and how best to reach our community. It was the perfect match. We shared the findings of the research and asked if they would join us in supporting the first youth-led Pride Festival in the city of Coachella. We've developed a great partnership since, have had an annual Pride in a community that has welcomed it. The leadership of Alexis and Miguel has been outstanding. They didn't come to recreate Pride the way Palm Springs does it. They joined Alianza, its youth, and other partners to engage with the communities of the ECV in a way that really embodies our culture. Our partnership has grown to work towards the creation of more inclusive and restorative spaces in our schools. All efforts held by the shared value of building community as a way to transform spaces that traditionally have marginalized or excluded members of our community. And in a personal note, as the Director of Development and External Relations, as well as the previous Community Justice Campaign Project Manager, I'm so humbled and honored to be able to continue to work with Lex, Miguel, Ares, and the rest of the center. I have firsthand seen, especially during the pandemic, how Lex and Miguel, especially virtually or in person, have really been there to support the youth in our community, from really being able to enjoy being in their presence, even if it was virtually, being a shoulder to cry on, and just being community with them and loving on them. I'm very humbled and honored to continue to serve with them and just amazed by their heart and their heart for service. So Rob, I know that the city of Coachella, through Alianza and through the center, are in great hands, and I'm just really excited for the growth that's going to be taking place here in the Coachella Valley. So thank you so much.
My name is Sybil Smith. I'm a teacher at Coachella Valley High School. Better? Okay. And also an advisor, one of the two advisors for our GSA, which stands for Gender and Sexuality Alliance. When I started teaching at Coachella Valley High School, better? People are telling me how I should do this. When I started teaching at Coachella Valley High School in 2015, Elisa Parks was the sole advisor of our GSA. It was a relatively small club that met at lunch. Since then, we've become one of the largest, most visible clubs on campus. We conduct activities that raise awareness, increase visibility and tolerance, and combat bullying on campus. We support our students by helping them learn leadership skills and get scholarships as they move on to college. We've trained our teachers to be more aware of how they can support LGBTQ plus students. And with Roman Lopez, who is now one of the 2 youth fellows at this center, as our standard bearer, we've spearheaded the push to better support our transgender and gender non-conforming students across the district, which Elisa will tell you more about in just a moment. Much of that work would have been impossible without the community support from organizations like the Center at Palm Springs. Lex and Miguel came all the way across the valley to help us assemble many resources, which are helping us to expand our gender support across the district in all of our schools. It'll be a huge help to have a center closer to our end of the valley, where members of this community, including our youth, can receive support. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Elisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Parks, actually. I'm the Gender and Identity Support Coordinator for Coachella Valley Unified. And Roman began the whole thing. So I was a teacher, or I'm still a teacher, at Coachella Valley High School. And Roman came to me as the GSA advisor and said, hey, I wanna use a different name. How do I tell my teachers? And I said, okay, well, let me contact the district. Let me see who is there to support, our students who are transitioning. There was nobody. So I started to work with Child Welfare and Attendance. And now we have a Gender and Identity Support Coordinator at all 23 sites in the Coachella Valley to support our transgender youth. And with gender support plans, their ability to use the facilities that align to their gender. And we are training all of the teachers and support staff to support these students. We are also working on bully prevention and working with the district to help our students feel safe and secure as they attend all of the schools from kindergarten all the way up through high school. So this work is very, very important to my heart. My own daughter came out in 7th grade, and so she kind of spurred me on and taught me. And now I'm giving back to the community in that way by being there for my students, for all of the students in Coachella Valley Unified School District. Thank you. I would like to now introduce former GSA president from the class of 2020, and now the youth fellow here at the Center Coachella, Roman Lopez.
All right, let's get into it. Hi, my name is Roman. My pronouns are he, him, his. Ooh, the sun is bright. Anyways, as I was saying, this is very impromptu of me to do, like speaking wise, but it shouldn't be an issue. I'm very good at this. Anyways, so I've been born and raised here for most of my life. I was born in India and moved here with my parents and my sisters. My parents being named Oscar Lopez and Socorro Majaras, and I wear my last name with pride. Basically, I've had such a strange journey in like my transition, as it's been like, oh, there's some high points and there's some low points that I've had to go through, and some worse for the others, but I was still able to go through that strongly, and all because of the help of like my 2 GSA advisors, Miss Parks and Miss Smith. Y'all are real ones. And also with like help from the center when I was like in my junior year. Shout out to Lex and Miguel. You know the vibes. As I was saying, but like stuff like this, like in the Center Coachella, are so useful. Like I wish I could have had this like my freshman year, but it'll be super useful for youth that are like after me because I'm already old. I'm like 19. And yeah, like I just hope like once I transfer, I get to like go back to this valley and like help out more. Like I want to help out with the school district in Coachella with gender support plans as well. That's like my main focus right now because I feel like I could be able to do that. And I'm just proud of everything that has been happening with the center in Coachella. I'm so glad to be like a fellow here, which is like pretty great. And I've had like my uprisings, obviously. My parents are such huge supporters of mine, considering that like they're not from America and like they immigrated here as well. But they've been such huge supporters of me from the start, and I'm just forever grateful for that. That's why I wear my last name Lopez Mojaras with pride, and I think that's it for me. And thank you.
Okay, I cannot top that. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rob Wheeler. I'm the executive director and CEO of the center, and I'm so proud and humbled to be here and to close us out with just thanks and gratitude to all of you for being here. But I also want to recognize the young people who, through their passion, their activism, their drive, and their vision, this is the milestone that we've all been working toward. And while there is much work ahead, this is really a moment that we can just find incredible joy as a community coming together here in Coachella. So thank you to the young activists and leaders among us, including Roman, the amazing speech. And then I think we're gonna do a little ribbon cutting. So we're gonna hang a ribbon. And here comes Lex. Do you want to invite?
Thank you all so much for being here. I'll invite members of our board and the center staff to be here for our official ribbon that I will bust out now. Mayor Hernandez, if you're still
PromoHomo.TV live
here,
coverage
join us as well.
of this historic moment in the Coachella Valley. It's okay, I'll do that. I'll share this.
Okay, all right, we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Pull that down. Yeah, share. We can share. Okay, pull it. Coordinating. It's not a lot. Yes. Okay. Are we ready? Let's get into it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Woo! Please help yourself to food. We'll be doing short tours. We're going to give a tour to the Congressman, and then if you'd like to see the space yourself, please join us afterwards. But please help yourself. We got a lot of food, so please take it. Thank you.
So, as you know, because you've been watching, and I'm going to turn the camera around while you watch what's happening here. People that tuned in at the beginning of the broadcast did in fact see a tour of the inside of the center, and it is really a spectacular space. I'm just going to adjust my camera, and I'm going to be turning the shot around so I can provide some concluding remarks. And if you're watching live, you can still comment in your social media, and I'm happy to put them on screen if I see them in time. So bear with me while I'm going to turn on the turn the camera around.
Hey Rob. Hey, thanks for being here. Go for it.
So here we are. I'm particularly very moved. I had the opportunity to actually interview Roman at the beginning of my coverage of East Valley Pride. That all of these videos are available in the archives at PromoHomo.TV. So PromoHomo.TV is about connecting the circuitry of humanity by creating programming for LGBTQ plus everyone. And I think that it's important that we remember that the everyone part, and I as a white gay man am learning more about how important it is to pay attention to all those other letters of the alphabet, the plus sign, and everyone, all caps. It's vitally important. When I think about what brings my life meaning and purpose, it is expressing my creativity in a way that makes a difference. And there were people that came before me, and now all of us collectively are seeing what's happening as the result of those courageous steps that we all take when we honor and express our own truth. I do want to just give you an example of how to follow the show. So look at the scroll down at the bottom, and you might have heard that I've announced the 600 by 60 campaign. I'm looking for 600 people around the entire world to voluntarily subscribe. I got to move away from the noise here. The reason, by the way, I'm not using my fancy microphones is there was a technical problem. So I've used the built-in microphone on the camera for the broadcast. But I'm looking for 600 people around the entire world to voluntarily subscribe to PromoHomo.TV for as little as $10 a month by my 60th birthday, which is April 25th, 2022. Hence the 600 by 60 campaign. And you can just go to patreon.com/PromoHomo.TV to sign up. It's very easy, and there are other perks that I haven't really told you about here. So I'm very excited about that. And I want to give special thanks to the latest PromoHomo.TV superstars, because that's what you're called, Aaron Terry and Bill Lavey, and also to longtime supporter Kelly Marie Marino, who's just upgraded. I want to thank them all. I want to just remind you once again that you can find everything about the center at the centercv.org. And I appreciate that you joined me today for this historic live broadcast. I couldn't do this without you, and as a community, we couldn't do this without each other. And with that, this is Nicholas Snow signing off. I'll see you next time.
And I just can't get enough of your